Hey guys, welcome to another daily market outlook for the major dollar pairs. So with that said, let's have a look at the dollar index. Dollar index has been just ranging. Of course, it was a bank holiday as far as I remember on Tuesday. So I haven't really been actively trading this week due to the markets just not really being optimal and for my liking. But looking at the dollar index at the moment, we can see that we came back up in towards supply, in towards that refined area of supply over here with liquidation on this high. So this is pretty much the last opportunity for the dollar index to move down lower and for all these other dollar pairs such as AU, EU, GU to start moving up higher. Overall, looking at the daily time frame, of course, we're still inside kind of like this bullish candle over here, which was your area of supply. Not the strongest area, but still it is providing us with some reaction. So let's just see. Overall dollar index pretty messy. If we do move up higher, of course, then we still have this area of supply from where we could see kind of like that last push down. If that does not play out, then I will be definitely looking for this higher area of supply at 106.056. Until then, still looking for a further downside movement from the dollar index. So let's carry on that bias in towards AU, because if the dollar index were to head down, that would mean that AU is to head up due to the fact that the dollar is weak, with the dollar index heading down, and then of course Aussie dollar or the Australian dollar then likely being stronger and in your favor to see AU move up higher. So overall, what we can see over here is that we came of course in towards this area of supply, this bullish candle before the sell-off. And as always, we did see that reaction. I did, however, mention at the beginning of this week that we are, of course, bullish here on the daily. We came back down in towards this area of demand. We tapped up in towards the supply. Often these areas of supply, which only provide kind of like a downward movement, are merely reaction points, as opposed to, for example, this area of demand, which took out this structural high. Now, looking at the 4-hour time frame, what we can see, of course, is that we kind of stalled inside this area of supply. The reason being, I think it had to do with the 15. Overall, on the 4-hour, we came back down in towards, let me see, this zone over here. So this sell-off for the big buy came back down in towards there, saw a reaction, but again, as you can see, we're pretty much just moving sideways inside kind of like this range box over here on the 4-hour time frame. Overall, I am looking for longs. However, it is risky to start buying Aussie dollar, of course, with the 4-hour still being bearish. So what I'll just be doing for Aussie dollar is waiting for that high to go over here, see clean break of structure, pull back in towards, let's say, demand is created over here, and then look for a potential long up higher in towards, for example, this area of supply or this area of supply. So that's what I'll be doing for Aussie dollar, patiently waiting. You could take a long from, let's say, this area over here, because overall inside of this swing range, it is inside the discount. However, still not the highest probability of trades. Also, if you look at the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame is also not the nicest in my opinion. So I'll just be waiting personally with Aussie dollar over here. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. For now, we could still see for the downside. Remember, we still have this daily fresh area of demand with this 4-hour as well. If we do see for the downside, and you are looking for those further shorts, because of course the 4-hour is still bearish, just keep an eye out. For example, let me see, so this supply zone over here played out, then we had supply pretty much over here that played out. Now then we had supply in here, but as we can see, we tapped straight back into it, nothing fresh over there. So now pretty much your next area of supply is going to be over here. So let's see how the market reacts to this. If we can see kind of like a break of that, then we could potentially start moving back up higher and ultimately see that 4-hour kind of like setup that I just explained play out. So let's wait for that. But if you are looking for shorts, of course, then there is an opportunity there. Now, looking at euro dollar, overall still same for the daily. Daily is still moving bearish with the overall kind of like order flow. If we just quickly focus on candles themselves, and this will become more clear on the 4-hour. And of course, this is your buy before the sell. Then over here, next again, this is your buy before the sell. Then again over here, this is your buy before the sell. So every single time you just mark out that buy before the sell, and then if you go in towards the 4-hour, it will become, well, the zones are not copying, but on the 4-hour, what you'll see is that, okay, this is the buy before the sell, this is the buy before the sell, this is the buy before the sell, this is the buy before the sell. So every single time we're just kind of respecting the overall order flow But as we can see, of course, every single time that we break a low, we see a direct and very strong retracement, as we've seen at least in this instance and this instance as well. So at the moment, what I'm looking at is kind of like this descending channel slash wedge. We took out this low, so now we could potentially start moving up higher. Overall, if we look at the 15-minute time frame, then what you'll see, and again guys, for shorts, you can take shorts, but ultimately what you often will see is that when there's not very convincing low breaks, is that price will most likely start reversing in the other direction. Overall, 15-minute, not very nice as well. Yeah, I'm not just really feeling it this week, hence why I'm just really focusing on the higher time frame and just waiting for the bigger moves to play out before really engaging with the markets once again. Because preferably what I would just like to see is, of course, your dollar break, let's say this structural high over here, this was a structure break, this was a structure break. So the low, or the high, that broke this low was this high over here, and we have this low over here. We haven't closed below it, so if we do close below it, then this will be your next swing high, but for now this is your swing high. So if we move back up, this is the high to break, you see the pullback, then we can look for those longs, for example, from this sell for the buy. This does look like a very nice potential sell before a big buy, so I'm keeping my eyes out for this, and then I will be looking for that last long to take out that daily high. Then pound dollar. So pound dollar, as you can see, pound dollar similar to Aussie dollar, also still kind of like a barcode, not moving anywhere inside of this range. Still just stuck price, to be honest. Looking at the daily real quick, still have this fresh area of daily demand that I have my eyes on. So yeah, that is that for pound dollar. Overall, just quickly tapping into the, I'm not even going to look at the 15, just because I know that's going to be messy and sideways movement. But overall, we're just kind of respecting this area of demand over here, which took at this high. So let's see, guys, if we can kind of like close below this low of this green bullish candle, then I do think we will at least start moving in towards this area of demand, or you can also draw from this wick to down to this wick, and then depending on how we react inside there, we're going to move back up again, or we're going to of course tap in towards that daily area of demand, which I just pointed out. Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar also sideways action, price action since Tuesday. Of course, Monday saw a big push up in towards the highs to take out this high. Still no close above it though, so we are still bearish from a swing structure perspective. However, it is not looking that good for further downside at the moment. I am kind of like looking at the lower time frames on Kiwi dollar. Overall, from a 4-hour perspective, we reacted to this sell before the buy, as you can see, and this area of demand played out very nicely. This is also the area of demand that took out this high over here, so hence why there was no supply more left inside this leg down. So that's why this demand zone is holding, so we could potentially see a further move up. If we do see a further move up, I will be keeping my eyes out for this refined area of supply over here, this bullish candle for the big sell-off, and this higher area of supply, and before looking for those potential shorts once again. Quickly diving into the 15-minute. Overall, the 15-minute is still bullish from what I can see. Ultimately, what I would say is that this is your swing low, and yeah, you could classify this as a pullback. Not the best pullback. Still, if you were to classify this as a pullback, this would be your swing low. We haven't closed below that swing low yet. We of course liquidated the low, but are now moving up higher. So then, if we just focus on current structure, this is kind of like your internal break of structure high. So potentially just wait for this pullback and then look for example, one more long in towards those higher levels, because overall the 4-hour doesn't look like it does want to hold. So yeah, just keep that in mind. When you're trading Kiwi dollar, it looks like it could move up higher. Overall, the daily time frame, yeah, we can see this demand zone over here just playing out. We still have this fresh area of supply over here, so that could mean that price is going to move up back in towards that high before potentially again selling off in towards downside. So yeah, that is that for Kiwi dollar. Then we have dollar yen. Dollar yen just missed out on that area of supply. Dollar Swiss still also ranging, as you can see inside the barcode. Nothing much over there. And last of all, gold. So gold, yeah, gold of course spiked through this area of supply. took out all the highs, but still I'm waiting for this high to get taken out. So at the moment we're inside this area of demand, which took out this area of supply. So it does mean that from this area of demand, we can see a further push up to take out these highs. And that is also what I am favorably looking for. So further upside from gold is what I would like to see, especially also just looking at price overall, beautiful liquidation lows. We still have on the 1 hour this refined area of demand, but I don't really trade the 1 hour. Look at the 15 minute. What I would like to see is, let me see, yeah. So what I would like to see, let's say this is your breaker structure high. This means this is your high, this is your low, this is your high, this is your low. So ultimately you want this high to go, pull back in towards, let's say, the sell-off before the buy, and then trade it back up in towards, for example, this supply zone over here. So yep, that is that for gold as well. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As I said, pretty messy markets this week. Not really trading that actively due to also just being in summer. You often see in July that the markets are a little bit more slow. So I wish you all guys a fantastic day and week, and we will speak very, very soon. Thanks, guys.